Worrying about the future is just part of being human, right? We all do it. But what happens when that little voice of concern just never shuts off, when it becomes this constant cycle of anxiety? Well, today, we're going to get into exactly why that happens.
And I mean really, truly trapped. You know that feeling? That endless loop of what if this and what if that, just playing over and over and over in your head? It completely hijacks your attention from what's happening right now. It's just exhausting, isn't it?
So if that sounds familiar, the first thing I want you to know is that you are so far from alone. This is a shared struggle for so many of us. All right, let's dive in. We're going to look at what's actually going on inside our brains, and then, most importantly, we're going to walk through some really practical ways to get your peace of mind back.
Now, look, it's important to say that not all concern is bad. Of course not. A little bit of future thinking is actually what helps us, prep for a big presentation or save up some money just in case. But what we're talking about here is something totally different. It's that constant, nagging worry that doesn't actually solve anything, it just robs the joy from today.
So what is going on up there in our minds? Well, this isn't some kind of personal flaw or a sign that you're weak. It's actually a natural brain function that has just kind of gone into overdrive. Let's take a look at the actual mechanism. So at its core, this is what worry is really all about. Your brain is trying to be your bodyguard. Seriously, it thinks, hey, if I run through every single possible bad thing that could happen, I can prepare for it and then I can keep us safe. It's like this well-intentioned but totally misguided protector that ends up causing way more stress than it prevents.
And this just shows you the huge disconnect, doesn't it? The brain's goal is awesome. Protect you, make you feel ready for anything. But the actual result? It just drains your mental battery and yanks you completely out of the present moment. And here's the real kicker. Some studies suggest that something like 85% of the stuff we worry about never even happens. That means this little protective mechanism is, well, not very good at its job.
And that inefficiency, yeah, it comes with a pretty heavy price tag. This isn't just some harmless mental quirk. It has real, tangible effects that can ripple through our entire lives.
And the impact is just so far-reaching. It's not just mental strain. It actually shows up in our bodies. Trouble sleeping, headaches, just feeling tired all the time. It takes a huge emotional toll, making it almost impossible to feel real joy. And it can even put a strain on our relationships. Because how can you be truly present with people you love when your mind is always jumping 5 steps into a future that isn't even real?
Okay, so that's the problem. It's real, it has consequences. But, and this is a big but, the good news is we are not powerless here. There are clear, actionable things we can do to break that cycle. So the question is, how do we do it?
Let's shift gears and talk solutions. And I want you to think of these strategies less like a magic pill and more like a practical toolkit. These are actual tools you can learn to pull out and use anytime you feel your mind starting to do that spiral thing.
All right, here is our roadmap. Let's just walk through it. First up, step 1, simply acknowledge it. Instead of fighting the worry, you just notice it. No judgment. There's that worry again. Then, step 2, focus on today. Ask yourself a simple question. What can I actually control right here, right now? That brings all your power back to the present. Next up, step 3, ground yourself. This is about connecting with your senses. Name 3 things you can see, 2 things you can hear. It literally pulls you out of your head. Now, step 4, this one is a game changer. Contain it. You schedule a worry time. Seriously, say 15 minutes at 5 p.m. Any worry that pops up before then, you tell it, nope, not now. See you at our appointment. Then, step 5, reframe your mindset. Challenge that worry. Ask, is this thought actually productive, or is it just a painful story I'm telling myself? And finally, the foundation for all of this, step 6, build resilience through simple, positive daily habits.
Let's zoom in on that last step for a second, because this is where consistent action creates powerful, lasting change. These small things, moving your body, getting enough sleep, being a little more mindful about your news and social media intake, taking a moment for gratitude, they aren't just nice to do. They are actively training your brain to focus on the present, to find stability. You're basically making your mind a less welcoming place for anxiety to set up shop.
So, as we start to wrap this up, let's just be really clear about what the goal is here. The future is always going to be uncertain. That's just a fact of life. So the goal isn't to pretend that uncertainty doesn't exist. The real goal is to learn how to live peacefully right alongside it.
And this quote just hits the nail on the head, doesn't it? This isn't about becoming some kind of robot who never feels concern. It's about becoming the person who manages that concern, the person who decides where their focus is going to go. It's about making sure that worry isn't in the driver's seat of your life anymore.
So here's the key takeaway, the most important part. Empowerment starts right now. Not tomorrow, not when you feel better, but today. Looking at that toolkit we just talked about, what is one small thing? A 5-minute walk? Writing down one single worry? Thinking of one thing you're grateful for? What's one small action you can take today to get your present moment back? Because that, right there, that's where the change really begins.